Welcome back to Santino Sunday Cigar Review. This week we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're actually going to be doing our fall update for what's going on inside the store and what's happening, what's new. So come on in and take a look with me. So, whenever we get in here a little bit, I want to show you guys a quick tour of the humidor over here, so stay tuned. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys a little bit of the front end here. Over here we have our cigars accessories such as lighters and cutters and stuff like that. Over here we have our Drew Estate tins and this lovely little rotating feature here. We have everything on the way up from the Sweet Jane tins down to the number 9 Liga Privada tins right there. Over here is our infused cabinets, and we also carry a little bit of pipe tobacco in there as well. We have everything all the way from the acid Cubas to the leather roses, which are really popular right now, and pretty much anything in between. So I'm going to show you guys the humidor next, so stick around. Alright, so this is our main humidor, so come on in, y'all, and let me show it to you for a little bit. So over here we have a little bit of our Drew Estate and our Perdomo section over here, and it's really nice. We just got these in a couple days ago. They're the Brother of the Leaf cigar by them, and as you know, the numero uno, as we previously reviewed on this show. Over here we have what's slowly becoming one of my favorite brands, Black Label Trading Company, and we have Illusione over here as well. And we have all of our house cigars up here, which are fantastic. Over here we have some of Warp stuff, which is really nice. Got Rocky Patel over here, and I think we'll wait till we get to the next section of it.
Oh, hey, welcome back to Santino's Sunday Cigar Review. I'm Mike. Let me show you something new and exciting today in our fall review here. I think I am the only one in the St. Louis metropolitan area and maybe most of the Midwest that has just introduced Jake Wyatt Cigar Company. As you can see, these are, and Sparks, you could probably pan in a little bit, but this is some of the most unique hand-rolled custom cigars I've ever seen. You could see can you see that? How they blended different blends of wrappers and rolled that. That is a very unique cigar. So like I said, I'm always looking for unique and boutique cigar companies, liquor companies, because what we do here is one of a kind. We are not cookie cutter. We're not like every corner store that you can find anywhere. So follow me around a little bit, and I will show you some interesting stuff. And so Maddie is here as well. All right, we've stopped off here at the Liga section, which is by Drew Estate. Some of the most anticipated, well-rated cigars in the world that people look for. I think we have one of the rightest array of selection from Drew Estate. We are a Drew diplomat, and we did that organically. And so I think, as you can see, we carry the full array of all the rare and hard-to-get Ligas. And Maddie, I'm going to step out and let Maddie talk a little bit about LFD.
So we have some really nice LFDs here as well. We have everything all the way from that digger that everybody knows and loves and has seen before on so many different social media sites. And we have one of my favorite cigars here, which is the Andalusian Bull. These are having a really big difficulty in trying to get right now, and we have some here at Santino, so if you're always looking for Andalusian Bulls, we've got them here. We also carry the Maduro cabinets, which are really interesting cigars, as they're one of the few cigars I've seen that actually just don't have a band on them. So I'm going to talk about Padron for a little bit. A little known fact that one of my favorite cigars actually in this humidor is the Padron Churchill in the Maduro. I think that they did a really cool job with that ring gauge and size combination. You all know I'm a huge fan of skinny ring gauge cigars. But Padron really has a well-known niche in the cigar industry. Whenever you pick up a drone, you know it's going to be good. You know it's going to be nice, consistent, and smooth all the way through. And we're proud here at Santino's to carry a pretty nice collection of them. So next, I'm going to talk about my father. So what's interesting about my father is that there's a lot of cigars that are really well known by them, but there's also a couple of hidden gems that nobody really talks a lot about, such as La Promesa up here. This, whenever I could smoke, was a really great cigar to have because it was a little bit more on the medium side, but it still had all that Nicaraguan spice and characteristic that my father is really well known for. Another classic cigar that they always knock it out of the park whenever they produce is a La Flor de los Antilles. This is a great cigar. I just think that all of the cigars that they do are pretty great, and I'm going to go ahead and let Mike talk about Nat Sherman.
All right, thanks, Maddie, for kicking it back to me. So I was just walking behind Maddie and just uncovered another gem that doesn't even have a space on the shelf, but they're out here. This is kind of what we do and what we specialize in at Santino's, and here's what I mean. This is a very rare cigar that actually has a 24 karat gold wrapper that you can smoke. I think I'm the only one in town that has this, and we don't even put it out on the shelf. So we have more cigars than we actually have shelf space until we get into our new location. So I just wanted to let you guys know the rare gems that are always here if you look hard enough. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Nat Sherman. It's a little bit of a sad subject. As you know, it was announced in the industry less than a month ago that Nat Sherman has went out of business, a company that had been around over 100 years, kind of a neat history. Don't want to get into it all, but we have still a wide array and variety of Nat Sherman, even their extremely rare and special editions. I think I'm the only one left in town that has the Nat Sherman 85th anniversary from 3 or 4 years ago. So moving on, we're going to get to AJ Fernandez, which is by far probably one of my favorite cigars. I just think he's the hottest blender, the hottest manufacturer, one of the most humble people that I know in the industry. I know he doesn't travel and get around a lot because of the language barrier. He doesn't speak any English. But his cigars are lights out, some of the best. And he really hits all the categories: mild, medium, full-bodied. One of his really rare ones is the Viva La Vida Club 500. This was introduced to only 500 stores. We were one, and I think I was told by Omar, his head guy at the factory, that we received more boxes than anyone else. So please, they're a very limited amount here, and Maddie, would you like to talk a little bit about Fuente?
All right, sure, Mike. So with Fuente here, we've got a couple of different variations. Right now, it looks a little bit low on the shelves. I know that's everybody's been having a lot of problems with shipping and receiving lately because of the effects of the coronavirus. But what we do have is a really awesome selection. So we have everything from the curly heads, which are a really great budget cigar, all the way up to your Casa Cubas. You've got your Don Carloses. You also have the Presidentes and the Personal Reserve, which is actually one of those cigars that's really hard to come by, and I think is a really great cigar. And we also have a couple of samplers of A Father and a Son. Those feature some really awesome Opus X's in them, and they are definitely a sure buy if you're really looking to try a variety of them. And next, I'm going to talk about Esteban Carreras as well. So Esteban Carreras is a relatively new brand on the scene. They have a lot of really good cigars that I've enjoyed for a very long time. You have everything all the way up from the Wrecking Ball over here, which is a 6x70 behemoth, and it's interesting smoke to say the least. All the way down to the Itty Bitty Cashmere here, which is one of the lightest cigars in our humidor here, and is one of the ones I recommend the most to people. And Mike, why don't you talk about Crown Heads a little bit?
I would love to talk about Crown Heads, but Maddie, you have a passion for this brand more than I've seen anyone, so I'm going to kick it back to you.
All right. So, in our Crown Head section here, which is arguably one of the best, if not the best, in the Midwest, we've got a lot of different variations. We have currently 3 years of Las Calaveras on the shelf, which is really rare for a cigar store to have. Usually they've only got one or two, whatever the release is. But one of my favorites that we've been seeing, and that just popped in recently, is this La Creme 2019 edition. I honestly don't know how Mike managed to get these, but they're absolutely an amazing cigar. And we have a couple of boxes of them here if you're looking to make a box purchase of a cigar that you will never be able to see again once we run out. We also have all of the 4 kicks that are new for this year. We've got the J.D. Howard Reserves, Headley Granges. We even have the Buckeye Land, which is a cigar that's only exclusive to the state of Ohio, but we somehow managed to get in the state of Missouri.
All right, we're now in one of my favorite sections. It's a bit compact, but it's romacraft. And once again, one of those highly anticipated boutique companies out there. And we have 50 facings of romacraft. I pretty much believe it's their entire portfolio. I don't know if any other store in the region has the complete romacraft series. Maddie, I'm going to let you kind of do some of the highlights of this section. I'm going to kind of step out of the way since there's not a lot of room.
Yeah, so we've got a couple of really awesome highlights in this section. For instance, this Neanderthal Lancero here is a really, really interesting cigar that would definitely be a little bit stronger than your average cigar. We also have the Baca here. Now, what's really interesting to me about the Baca is the fact that it's actually made with an African Cameroon wrapper. African Cameroon wrappers are one of the most expensive wrappers in the cigar industry, and luckily for us here, we have these 2 cigars that have that exact wrapper on it. We also contain some of the yearly releases by Romacraft, such as the Black Irish. And there's just a bunch of other little brands and cigars in here that are really hard to get otherwise, which I think makes this Romacraft section really interesting to me.
Okay, we're going to kind of wrap up here in the humidor. We've kind of did a quick overview on a lot of things. Another guy that I really like is Oscar, Leaf by Oscar. So we have all the Leaf by Oscars, and we have some of his other unique selections. We have a good variety of cigars from Altadis in general. And what those 2 companies mean, people will know the names: Monte Cristo, Romeo, H. Upman, Cohiba, CAO, a Punch. So there is a lot in here, folks. But let's go out and see what's new in the bar area. All right, welcome back. We're in now the lounge area. We still have a wide variety of accessories. This is only one cabinet. There's 2 more cabinets out front. But I really want to get into the liquor selection. So this is our beer selection, but right now we're still in our summer selection, which will be transitioning to fall and winter beers, which I really like. But as you can see, there's always 30 or 40 different beers, and as we get into fall and winter, that it'll probably increase to 50 or 60. We like to carry imports and local brands. So follow me this way. We have a wide variety of wines as well. We hit all the major categories. Unfortunately, because of square footage and spacing, we will be expanding wine exponentially in the new place, but right now we at least cover all the bases. As we start to really get into the bar now, as you can see, what we specialize here in at Santino's is, once again, rare and unique liquors. Not stuff that you're going to see in any bar or restaurant, because that's not what we do. But we carry all the categories. So, for instance, if you like tequila, we have great unique tequila that you'll never see in any other setting. We have unique rums from all over the world, not just from Jamaica. We've got rum from Dominican Republic. We've got rum from Panama. and very, very rare selections. Over here we have a nice array of Irish whiskey. We have cognacs. And yes, we have King Louis XIII that everybody asks for and nobody ever wants to buy. Uh, over here now is we're getting into the real bread and butter of what we do. And that is we specialize in whiskey, primarily bourbon. So as you can see, we have all the E.H. Taylors, all the Bookers, all the Mictors, the Blood Oaths, the Parker's Heritage, Little Book, Elijah Craig. You know, we have, as you can see, we have some of the rarest Japanese whiskey out there. We have 18-year Yamazaki. We have Yama. We have an incredible Angel's Envy. And we have what everybody always asks for every day, 20 times a day. Do you have Pappy Van Winkle? No, we don't have Pappy Van Winkle. We have every Pappy Van Winkle, 365 days a year. Okay, moving on. So as you can see, even on our lower shelves, our bottom lowest shelf would be anybody's top shelf liquor. Folks, we don't even have what's considered well liquor. Our well liquor is everybody's top shelf liquor. Now, moving on, we have liqueurs, as you can see. We've got brandies. You know, we've got some really unique stuff. We cover all the categories, gin, everything, and it's always unique stuff. Now, another area of whiskey that people enjoy here is this nice Scotch selection. So, folks, as you can see, Macallan Reflection, 18-year, Estate, Rare Cask, all the Belvinis, even the Peat Week, even the Special Series, 21-year, 25-year single barrel. Look, Glenfiddich, just all their rare, unique stuff. Lafroig, Ardbeg, Lagavulin, Highland Park, anything you think. I don't tend to typically like blended whiskey or blended Scotch, but Compass Box does a really good job with their blended whiskey. And as you can see, we have all the Compass Boxes, the Spaniard, Hedonism, the stuff that everybody's looking for. So I hope you get a really good idea now that this is not your typical bar, your typical establishment. This is a wonderful place to come, meet friends, to have a business lunch here. We don't serve food, but people come here and have a business meeting. It's a place to meet people and quite possibly your newest best friends. Look, even interesting selections. I don't know if you can see this, but this is Canadian Club 41 year. Now, people think of Canadian Club, they think of low-end stuff. Not a 41 year Canadian whiskey. Folks, some of the hardest stuff to get right now is Caribou Crossing. It's just a single barrel Canadian whiskey. It's not expensive, but it's almost impossible to find anymore. So this is what we do. I hope you have enjoyed today's episode. I'm going to kick it back to Maddie, and she's going to close us out, and hope to see everyone here soon.
I think it about wraps it up here for this week's, this year's fall review. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that way you can get notified whenever any of our videos are posted. Check out our website, and specifically now check out our Facebook, because whenever we get anything new in, it goes up on the Facebook first. So make sure you check that out. See you at Santino's, and have fun, y'all.